Oh, hey, what's going on? No, not really. Why? Yeah, babysit. Hey, is there anyone else you could maybe ask? No, it's just, I mean, you know me, man. I don't really like kids. Okay, yeah, I mean, if it's an emergency, okay, yeah, I can do it. All right. Yeah, all right, I'll be over in a little bit here. Okay, bye. Babysit? The hell would he ask me? Hey, dude, look, hey, it's me. Yeah, no, I need some advice. I'm babysitting. Yeah, no, do you think I want to be? No, it was an emergency. They had to head out last minute. It's this kid, dude. Hey, do not do that. Oh, God. It's this kid, dude. He's driving me nuts. Like pranks and shit. You know, like being a little jerk.
Help, my finger!
Hey, do not. I said, don't do that. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, do it. Do it one more time. See what happens to you. Dude, I need some advice. I am this close to snapping on this kid. He does one more thing. I swear to God. Dude, hold on. I gotta go talk to this kid for a minute. Alright, well, what is up? How are we doing today? Alright, well, Halloween is upon us, so I figured today we would look at a movie whose title is befitting of the season. One of the Halloween movies, you ask? No, although that would have been a good idea. Actually, definitely better than this one. Well, where were you with your great ideas when I was picking what movie to do next, huh? No, today we're checking out Trick or Treats. And no, it's not this movie, which is really good, by the way, or this one. This movie is Trick or Treats. The S is very important here because it stands for shit. But before we get into that, let's talk about Willy's Wonderland. I mean, can we talk about Willy's Wonderland? Because I am just dying to talk to you about Willy's Wonderland. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, you have to check it out. Not only is it a great plot, but it's done really well. The way they style it, the kind of style they put on it is awesome. I mean, I love this movie. It's way better than the piece of crap we're gonna look at today. So the plot to this movie is that a babysitter is stuck watching a real shit of a kid who keeps playing terrible pranks on her when his dad decides to break out of the nut house and make a visit. It came out on October 29, 1982 and sprawls out for 91 minutes. It was written and directed by Gary Graver, who went under the name Robert McCallum on the majority of his projects and has actually directed 146 movies, including The Joy Fuck Club and Double Penetration 5. Yeah, it was a lot of porn. It stars Jacqueline Garreau as the babysitter. Yeah, a lot of her other work was porn too. And films like Drive-In Massacre, and don't even get me started on that one. Playing the little asshole it sucks, okay? Drive-In Massacre sucks. God, that movie just gets me worked up. Playing the little asshole is Chris Graver, the director's son. So if you're ready for some shenanigans, let's get into the movie that is Trick or Treats.
You wouldn't hit a kid, would you?
The movie starts off in an interesting way. So, I mean, I do like the orange credits on the black background, but the music they use is, well, confusing to me. It feels like it should be out of a 40s detective noir film. And there I find myself right where I didn't want to be, caught between a dame and a case. And truth be told, I know more about the case than the dame, which isn't saying much because right now I know zilch about the case. Finding the answers will take me down a dark tunnel through the seedy underbelly of the city. I just hope she's waiting for me on the other side. Then we meet Joan and her husband Malcolm. She's played by Carrie Snodgrass. She was in 8 Seconds, and he's played by Peter Jason. He has 267 credits, including Brewster's Millions. Another great movie, by the way. When she goes to get the door, we see that some men have come for Malcolm, unbeknownst to him, and he responds the correct way.
I'm down, Malcolm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I do the exact same thing. I don't know you. This scene goes on for what feels like 20 minutes, but the clock here will show how long it actually is. And as I've said before, being put in a straitjacket is an absolute nightmare of mine. That's why I lost out on Lethal Weapon 2. Also, I think right here the crotch strap was a little too tight.
Oh!
Just guessing. So they take him away. We meet the actress slash babysitter Linda. Wonder if that's a nod to Halloween. She gets a call from the babysitting agency saying they need her to work tonight, which happens to be Halloween night. She tells her boyfriend that she won't be able to make it to his play's opening night. She does give him the address of where she'll be that apparently she typed up when clearly there's a mug full of pens behind her. Weird. When she goes to leave, we get another glimpse into the everyday life of women.
Hey, listen, I'm going to this party.
Yeah?
Why don't you come along? What's the matter, baby? Don't you like the party?
Oh, come on, baby, you just met me standing behind your car in the dark. Don't you trust me? Then we meet Jones. I don't know what accent that was. Then we meet Jones' new guy, Richard, played by David Carradine. He's been in plenty of stuff, but most people will probably recognize him from Kung Fu the TV show or Kill Bill. Or Death Race 2000, the original. Then we meet Christopher and find out that he's a spoiled little brat.
Now you be a good boy.
I'll be a good boy. She gave me the Wizard of Siam trick.
Joan and Richard are going out of town, and that's why Linda is going to babysit. Linda shows up and meets Joan and Richard, and these two get quite flirty. And it doesn't really seem like it's just him that's into it.
You may or may not.
But Joan does catch them, but she doesn't mind since she apparently just married him for his money. Then we see where Malcolm ended up, and we find out that he's been there for 4 years. And after asking the doctor when he's getting out of there, we get some more great acting.
Now why did you say that to him? You know he's as mad as a hatter.
This movie's full of that stuff. Cut to the kid mean-mugging Richard, and he responds correctly. He stares that little bastard down. See, and that's what you need to do. I mean, I don't stand for kids staring me down outside, let alone in my house. And I know some of you are probably thinking, I'm just being too mean to the kid, but just wait, you'll see. We assure him that the kid has an actual working guillotine and that he's really into magic. Then it starts. So this movie sort of goes on repeat for a while now. The kid does a jerk prank, the babysitter gets upset, then trick-or-treaters knock on the door. I'll put a counter up so you can see how many times this happens. After the second one, the kid tries to clarify.
Magic trick. Don't you like tricks?
Illusion, Michael. Trick is something a whore does for money.
Cut back to the madhouse where they spend way too long showing the crazy people and having Malcolm explain again that he's breaking out. We get more pranks before we get this ridiculous scene of Malcolm incapacitating the nurse. Prank time, then Linda tells them the story of the little boy who cried wolf. But obviously that's not gonna work on a little shit like this.
Wolf! Wolf!
We see that Malcolm has taken the nurse's clothes and hair and finally breaks out. More pranks, then we get a new element, phone calls. Her boyfriend calls for no reason, then Malcolm calls but doesn't say anything. Then we get the best part of the movie, the kid drowns. And really for how much of a little asshole he is, if I was her, I would have just left him in the pool. Fuck him. Now what I thought was interesting here is that the kid really dies. I thought their little back and forth would go on for the whole movie, but they took a hard left here and killed him off. And I can't say I'm upset with that decision. Ah, man. Okay, well, I guess it was just another prank. Like I said, fuck this kid. He gets up and...
You wouldn't hit a kid, would you?
Oh, absolutely I'd slap the shit out of a kid pulling that crap with me. Then we see what a monster Malcolm is.
Don't brown take it. Here, take it.
Pure evil. And the movie's formula plays out. Although I like how she gives these guys the candy.
Trick or treat!
I also like their reaction. It's like, fuck you throwing candy at me? I mean, I'm gonna take it, but what the hell, lady? Cut to Malcolm stealing some bum's clothes to blend in a bit better. Linda calls her film editor friend to ask if she could drop off some of her real footage for an audition she has tomorrow. We also get to watch an entire scene from the movie that she's working on, which is entirely filler.
Nurse, give me head.
The head?
Yes, the head.
Linda also sees a news report about Malcolm escaping.
He threw me on the bed and then jumped on top of me and put it in my mouth.
Put the gag in your mouth, you mean?
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell this movie is trying to be. It's like they want to be a horror movie and a comedy, but it's just not quite there. Anywho, Linda goes out back for some reason, then Malcolm comes in through the front door that she forgot to close. Seeing that nobody's home, he hides in the attic. Linda's editor friend shows up with her tape and puts more effort into finding Linda than I think I've put in anything in my entire life. So of course she ends up in the attic and gets killed by Malcolm, because he thought she was his ex-wife.
You're not Joan. Stupid.
Some more really boring stuff happens, then the kid falls asleep with fake blood, and I think when Malcolm sees him, he thinks he's already dead, so he leaves instead of murdering him. I'm not entirely sure. He then goes downstairs and thinks Linda is Joan, and she thinks he's the kid.
I'm home, Joan.
Christopher, I told you not.
He also tells her,
I have a little punishment for you for what you've done to me.
but even after he sees her, he still doesn't realize she's not Joan. So she runs away and hides, and he chases outside of the house, then back inside of the house, where she gets the kids' help setting up the guillotine for what appears to be some sort of trap. But there's no fucking way that's gonna work. I mean, okay, how are you gonna get him to put his head in it? I mean, that has got to be the dumbest idea I've ever... I guess I stand corrected. The kid then turns a new leaf.
I'm sorry for what I did to you, Linda. I promise I won't do it anymore.
Before picking up the knife and looking way too excited. Linda goes downstairs to call the cops, and then we get this shot, and the movie ends. See, I told you the kid was a little asshole. And now for some fun facts. Linda and her boyfriend were actually married for 8 years in real life, including during this movie. Double Penetration 5 was followed up by Double Penetration 6 in 1994. This movie had a $55,000 budget, of which 30 grand came from the director's pocket. Talk about a fucking waste. Linda was in Prison Girls, whose tagline was, "The first real adult film in 3D. Well, I'll have to check that out. For research, of course. So, would I recommend Trick or Treats?
I won't.
Fuck no, man. I mean, I would say this movie has an identity crisis because it doesn't know what the hell it wants to be. It's listed as just a straight up horror, but it doesn't even try to be scary, and really there's not a lot of horror elements in it. Shit, I mean, most of the movie is just a kid playing pranks and Malcolm making his way to the house. And then when he gets there, the only person who gets killed, besides him, is Linda's friend. Which just proves, you should not try to help people out with, anything. Because you might get killed. They do put funny elements in it, like the news report, but they didn't fully lean into it. I think what happened was Gary Graver had 30 grand burning a hole in his pocket and decided to make a movie, and when they got on set, he was like, oh shit, that's right, I need a plot. What? Yeah, give me 3 minutes. Plus this movie is straight up boring. Oh, and not to mention that we never find out why Malcolm got put into the loony bin. Oh, plus the kid doesn't even seem to recognize that Malcolm was his dad after he killed him. Look, if I wanted to watch a kid be an asshole for an hour and a half, I would just go visit my nieces and nephews. But I don't, and there's a reason. The only way I can really suggest watching this is if, say, you're hosting a Halloween party, and it's getting late and you really want people to leave, just put this on. For those of you who are gluttons for punishment, I'll put a link in the description where you can check it out for free, at least when I recorded this. In my last video I looked at Candyman, so I'll put a link up so you can check that out too. Cool, well, thanks for tuning in and have a great Halloween.